Hey everyone, Diane here with Global Metal Mayhem, and I've got the queen of metal, Doro Pesh. How are you today, Doro?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, good. Yeah, last weekend we had our first festival, so life is good, and I think it's getting better, and yeah, so we are feeling good.
That's awesome because I was going to ask you about that because you played the Alcatraz Festival, and I've had friends that were out there and they were sending photos, and I'm like, I'm so jealous because we don't get anything as great as that where we are right now. So, what was
I
that
tell
like for you to get back on stage, especially at something as big as Alcatraz?
Yeah. Actually, we were really very well rehearsed because we did lots of other shows before, and there were beach chair open air, so people were far away but sitting in a beach chair, or you could stand up. So it was so much work. So everybody is like, like it was cake. Like doing a normal festival, oh, it felt so good again, and people right there, and you could see everybody, and it was awesome. So it was great, and that festival is really cool. They have the Alcatraz theme, and they always say, "Okay, welcome inmates," and you're charged with too much metal, and it's cool. It's really cool, and yeah, I love it. And it went really really well, I think, for us, and the fans were on fire. So
I'm so happy for you guys because it sucks to not really be able to get overseas this year and see bands and festivals and friends. And I know we talked in December. We were talking about how your last year went and you were doing drive-in shows and how different it is this year for you. Seems like it's increased to something better, but still getting out there.
yeah, it's we're keeping our fingers crossed. We have so many gigs and shows and festivals lined up. Wacken will be in September, the Bullhead City Wacken, which is like, I think, 25,000 people. So it's not as big as the normal Wacken, but it's enough to have, like lots of whatever fans and excitement. So, and then there's our tour with Michael Schenker in the UK in October, and then there's a whole long big European tour in November. It's France and Poland and Germany and Austria, and some more festivals in the UK. And then we are coming over to the States. And yeah, and I hope everything, goes well. And because here the numbers are going up. So we're really hoping everything will be
Yeah,
okay.
and sadly, the numbers are going up rapidly here right now. And we're where I am in Seattle. They're already talking. They're starting mask mandates again and starting to talk about maybe rolling back towards some lockdown because it's just that the divide of vaccinated and not vaccinated, and we're seeing infections right now are mostly the non-vaccinated and the Delta variant spreading, and so
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully it calms down. Fingers crossed on that. And
Yeah, yeah,
I'm so jealous over the Bullhead City because I was supposed to be out at Vakken this year, and I'm so jealous because I can't get out for Bullhead City, and I'm like, oh, I want to see these great shows.
they will probably stream it. I know streaming is not the same,
Yeah.
but still it's the best, the next best thing, so you can watch all the bands. And but yeah,
Well, that's perfect because that leads into we're talking streaming. Well, not necessarily this won't be streaming, but DVD. You've got a live DVD coming out and September 24th, and this is the Triumph and Agony show that you guys did at Sweden Rock. And I'm super excited because I don't even have to see it because I was there. So I know what a great show it was. What did you guys, I mean, I guess, where did you decide to come out with a live DVD, and how did you decide to pick the Sweden Rock show?
actually, last year when we could foresee that there's no tour, no festival, then I started in the studio going through all the archives, and I thought, okay, I want to do a best of album, maybe re-record some songs or pick some live versions. And then I started out 15 songs, then 25, then 35, and then 45, and then 56. That was this one that came out last year, and it had 3 CDs: best
Yep.
of rock, best of ballads, rare treasures. And I found one song, and it was Make Time for Love. And actually, there was a song of the Triumph and Agony album we have never played before. And a couple of years ago, I called my guitar player, Tommy Bowen. He was with us in 87, 88. And I said, hey, Tommy, shall we play the whole entire album one time? And he said, oh, that's great. He said, I was waiting for that phone call. And we were always in contact. We were always staying friends. He played our last tour with metal church in 2019 in the States. So, and Tommy said, oh yeah, let's do it. So we started doing some festivals, and we did a small Spain tour, America tour, played Graspop Festival, Norway Rock, and Sweden Rock. And Sweden Rock was the first time we did it, and we performed, and we all felt great. The fans were happy. All the songs, they were sounded great. So when I went through the archives, I thought, man, I want to do a live Blu-ray and live CD, and we worked on it 6 months. And the CD is a combination between Sweden Rock and the Spain tour, and the DVD is like a long documentary and Sweden Rock Festival, and I think looks great, sounds great, and it was because of all these lockdowns. Otherwise, we would have probably going on tour non-stop like we did it in the last 35 years. But it was like, because I thought, well, I want to do something what is maybe cool for the fans. And then and when I went through everything, I went through bootlegs, everything, I thought, the Triumph and Agony album, that's worth it. And now it's actually the 35th anniversary coming up, so I thought it's a good celebration. And
I'm super excited for it, because I'm like, I was telling your publicist, I didn't need to even see the DVD just to know what the live part of it's going to be like, because I was there, and the infectious feeling of the crowd, because everyone was chanting and singing. Even us as photographers in the photo pit, we were singing along and stopping to take a moment to go, my God, this is like a monumental moment. And I'm so excited for the rest of the fans, because I'm also a fan, and I think they're going to get something amazing. But then I'm excited to see the rest of what you put on that DVD, because I always like to see the backside of what's going on when these documentary type shows and DVDs come out. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, there's the whole story behind the Triumph and Agony, the original, and when we went on tour with Megadeth in '88, and some snippets of the Dio tour, and and the OER video, FEMA video, everything. So I think it's a cool documentary for fans. I think it's very well done. We found a guy who was doing it, and he was cutting the Sweden Rock show again, and I think it came out really good. I'm really happy. I can't wait till the fans will see it and hear it, and it's all old school. Like we have many box sets. There's one Warlock figurine like hugging me. The normal. This one is a fake figurine. And we have like the biggest album cover in the world. It's like life size with a marbled vinyl, and there's a box set with cassette and patches and buttons. So everything we liked in the 80s, and so for collectors, I think that might be something really cool.
That's gonna hurt my wallet.
Of course, a normal CD and streaming. That will be available too. But I prefer the old school stuff. I like to have something in my hand, and and I still love vinyl so much. I'm still a big collector of vinyl. So
I am too. I'm a super collector of vinyls, and I love that you were talking about like all the 80s style feel to it, because I actually am working on a new battle vest for next year's Vakken, and I need patches. And you said patches, and I'm like, I gotta get a patch. I need a Doro patch.
Yeah,
that's so
cool.
much fun.
That's great. Yeah, when I see a festival or our own show, the people with the battle vest, they are always the most diehard, the most passionate. I love that. Of course, I love like when normal people, come to our shows, but the diehards, that's like, I'm overjoyed. And usually before you enter the stage, and they're always chanting already, and you're amongst friends, and and everybody enjoys it and goes crazy, and that's the best feeling.
It's so infectious, and that's why I'm like, I love talking to artists that I've grown up loving, and because you understand their music, and you understand where they've been and what they've come to, and just the crowd that surrounds it, and there's a whole fandom around Warlock and Doro. So you're always going to get somebody that loves you and somebody that's got a great story. So I think it's really, really a fun chance
and
for
I
people.
Think in general, the metalheads and the people who like that sort of music, they definitely have the heart in the right place. And I deeply appreciate that. It's like, wherever we go, even in countries where we can't speak the language, like let's say Thailand or Siberia, you have like the same heart, and you feel immediately connected, and there's immediately a deep friendship and connection, and that's unbelievable. It's awesome, and it stays. It can last a lifetime, or actually, it lasts a lifetime. So that's so cool. I'm so happy to be part of the metal scene. It's like doing it on stage is one thing, but I love to go to concerts. I'm still a metalhead. I love it. I still have my favorite bands, like older bands and new bands, and it's awesome.
And that's mine too. I have my favorite older bands that are always going to be like my top of I want to see if they come play still, and I mean I've got room for new bands, but my heart belongs to the 80s metal scene, and like that's my sound. And we talked about that last time about how you were the woman that brought me into really loving metal, because you were my first experience of having amazing metal queen, and I think it's just and it stood the test of time. And it's funny because I'm not sure if you're familiar with Marta Gabriel, but she just did a new album called Metal Queens, and she did one of your songs.
Yeah, from Velvet Viper. No, not Velvet Viper. Yeah. Crystal Viper.
Yeah.
Crystal Viper. Yeah. And I heard her version, and I thought, wow, that's great. And she picked a song which we didn't play it in a long time. It was Mr. Gold of the True Steel Warlock album, and that's awesome. And all the other versions are great, and super.
It was funny because when I saw it, I was like, I saw the list of artists that she was going to cover, and I'm always kind of scared when it comes to covers because you don't know what somebody's going to do to your song. And I was like, oh, she's got Lee Aaron and Doro. Oh, what is going to happen to these songs? And so when I talked to her about that, I was like, it was great because she did justice to all of the songs, and she didn't make them much different than their originals, but to pick these amazing artists to celebrate what they've done. And I just thought that was the coolest, like a throwback, but also a way to say, you know what, I appreciate all of these women making amazing music.
Yeah. Same here. I was so happy when I saw it, and I'm friends with some journalists, and they told me about that something's coming up or coming out, and I thought, wow, that's awesome. So and that song, wow, such a unique pick.
It is. Do you ever go on YouTube and look and see if people have covered your songs and check them out and ever leave them messages or anything?
Yes. Actually, sometimes when I go through YouTube and all, I saw some killer versions of All We Are, and the metal bands that were from all kinds of genres, and there was like this death metal, black metal band, and they tuned down the guitars, and All We Are sounded so great. I thought, wow, that's cool. And in general, All We Are, I think that's the song which most bands cover, and that's so cool. And one time I saw a Sabaton, a band I really like too, and they covered Für immer, our German song, and I listened to it. Wow, and the singer, it was perfect. I thought, how can he sound so perfect? I didn't see there was an accent. It was great version. So I enjoy that. Yeah, when people take a song and then make it their own, or the death metal versions. They were like, wow, so sometimes I check that out, and then I totally enjoy it. Yes,
that's so awesome. And I think when people watch this and they realize that you actually go watch them, we're going to freak out a little bit, because I think that I've watched some of these ones that they've gone through and had artist critique videos they've seen, and people just freak out seeing somebody go, oh my God, they actually watched me sing it and they loved it. That was always the fun part for them. Yeah,
I always try to leave a comment and stuff, and make them feel good. And there's one band, they're from Scandinavia, and the name of the band is Dorothea. And man, she looked so like me. Sometimes I see pictures, I thought, and then cool outfit, and then it's her. And and there are many cover bands, like Warlock and Doro cover bands. So and they all do a great job. It's super.
I love that after all of these years, from Warlock till now, that people still have that much appreciation for the work that you guys have been doing. It just makes me feel great, because I love to know that artists that I love still get that same love around the world.
Yeah. And I feel so happy that all the songs, they seem timeless, I like the sound. And when we did the Triumph and Agony live, every single song, it fits perfect into our new set list. And it's like, it feels like yesterday, even though it's a long time ago, but, it's still the same. Yeah, the same values, the same energy, the same power. And I think live is even more powerful because of the audience when they're singing along. I think that beats any studio version. But I really enjoyed it. And we usually always play tons of stuff of the Triumph and Agony album anyhow, but we never played all the songs. So some songs we have never played and never rehearsed. And that was a nice treat, that you could see, wow, even these songs, they feel good, they sound good. And yeah.
I think there's a lot of shock and awe when people saw the show live because they weren't exactly sure what to expect because you've got such a big catalog. And I think that people were just really like, whoa, this is the most surreal experience. So yeah, that's always fun. And as a matter of fact, that's actually what I was getting ready to this morning, was listening to Triumph and Agony. I was like, no, yeah, I've got to be careful to not end up like the dark black eyeliner too, because that's usually when I'm listening to the 80s metal, that's where I go.
That's cool.
Oh my gosh. So the live DVD and albums and all that come out September 24th, and they're coming out on your own label, right?
It's the Red Diamonds Productions, but you can find it all over, of course, like Amazon.com and everything, and I guess Doro.us. That's our website. There you can find the link. So all these special, like the box sets and stuff. So and I think the box sets, they're really nice. They're limited editions, but I would say that's something for the collectors and diehards, definitely. And if people just want to stream it, that's cool too. But I like to have it in my hand, and and the figurines, they're so cute. I think they would fit right next to your Kiss collection, the Kiss figurines, the Kiss dolls. So something to put on your shelf. And I hope people enjoy it.
It's funny you talk about the collection, because my last vinyl that I just bought was the new Halloween album, and I've been fans of Halloween forever, and they did the picture discs this time, the collector's picture disc, and I was like, I've got to have that, because I've got to have that one in my collection. Do you are any of yours going to be picture discs at all?
Actually, they will be marbled vinyl, because picture disc, I would have waited one more year, because all the factories, they are like with stuff, but it will come out, but just a little bit later. But now you have to,
that's awesome.
You have to see the marble. It looks great too, and it's in this big album cover, like the life-size Warlock, Agony, and in the back you have the marbled vinyl. So I think it's special. And one girl told me, she said, "Oh, I saw it on the internet. That's cool. It will drive every criminal away. I will put it in my door. I will put it in my window." I thought that's a good idea.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Let me give you one last question to give you the floor to close this out. What do you have to say to your fans before we let go on this conversation today?
Well, I want to say I love the fans more than anything in this world. You guys know that. I will always do it as long as you guys want to see us and hear us. And, I'm totally dedicated to the metalheads, to the music. And I love you with all my heart. And I wish everybody the best. And, stay metal, stay healthy. And I'm so excited to see you soon. Hopefully very, very soon. And, we will headbang and rock like there's no tomorrow, and I wish everybody the best and lots of love.
And on that, Doro, thank you so much. It's always great talking to you. And guys, September 24th, you want to make sure you pick up whatever copy you want to get your hands onto and give some love to it. And then make sure to connect with Doro around the time that it comes out and let her know what you think. Give Doro tons of love. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, online on her website. Doro, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. You were so sweet. Thank you so much for your kind words. And and all the best to you and to all the fans out there and to the whole metalheads and rock fans. And I hope I see you soon or talk to you soon, Diane.
All right.